You know, I really wish that life would give me a memo, because all the crazy stuff that has happened in the last week between Leafy being banned, Black Ops Cold War reveal, and now Gamescom 2020, with all this cool, sick gaming news that I had no idea it was even happening today. I thought Gamescom was actually canceled, but I guess they figured out a way to do it virtually. And I'm happy about it. I'm pretty pleased. So, all the sections that I really cared about have pretty much ended at this point. So this is where I'm going to basically give all my thoughts about the games I cared about, which is actually quite a few. Like, you're going to see a bunch of gameplay in the background of games I enjoy, and I hope you enjoy all the stuff in the background. I mean, right now we just have some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and as I edit everything in post-production, it'll probably just be different stuff as time goes on. Now, let me talk first about Black Ops Cold War. I actually released a video about it last night, giving all my thoughts about what I had seen about the campaign trailer, and I hope you guys have checked that out. If you haven't, go back and watch that now before I continue with this, or you continue watching this, because there's a lot of stuff that they really like to announce after the fact that I wish that they could have covered first, but it is what it is. Either way, for one, Black Ops Cold War is going to have a Black Ops 2 type story feel. For those of you who don't know, Black Ops 2 had parts of the game where, depending on what you did, it changed the narrative of the story and it changed the ending. I think I never personally played through all the possible scenarios because I just didn't care to play the campaign again. I liked the campaign, but it was like one of those things where I didn't really care to play it again, and I don't know what it was. Again, I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I just never bothered because I never wanted to spoil stuff for me online, I guess. But nonetheless, it has that feel of that in Black Ops Cold War, which is interesting to say the least. This is like the first time in almost 8 years that I know of that Treyarch has tried to do something like this. So that's pretty cool, I guess. On top of that, they showed a cutscene, a pretty long cutscene. It was like 3.5 minutes of the one scene in the office, I guess in the White House, I would presume, where Hudson, this other CIA agent that's introduced, I forgot his name, Adler or something along those lines. He is basically, they're all talking about the Perseus, Russian spy, sleeper cell dude, and obviously Woods and Mason, and who I now know is Mason, is there. And I was like saying to myself yesterday, I was like, this guy looks like Mason, but I haven't heard him talk yet, so I don't really know. Turns out it was Mason. Unfortunately, all of the voice actors are practically changed. Mason does not have his OG voice actor from Black Ops 1, and I believe he was in Black Ops 2 as well. I could be wrong. So Mason's not in there. I'm upset about that. Hudson obviously had his voice actor changed in Black Ops 2, so that was kind of expected, in my honest opinion. So people who freak out about the whole Hudson thing, personally, I think I don't think it's that big of a deal for Hudson. And Woods. Apparently, I've read online, and I don't know how true this is, but I'm going to freak out about it regardless, that Woods has his voice actor changed. Do you all realize, like I said in the last video, how much I love Frank Woods as a character in video games? When you look at the definition of an alpha male, Frank Woods is one of the fucking photos you see. So to think that he had his voice actor change, which he also might have in Black Ops 2 as well. He did sound slightly different, but I don't know. I'm just really annoyed that they would even fucking do that. I'm just pissed. And on top of that, I guess in terms of, first-person shooter games like Call of Duty, I also want to talk about, look at my notes here on Twitter. By the way, I was tweeting about this throughout Twitter and social media platforms that I have. Do me a favor, follow me on social media, man. What are y'all waiting for? You watch the videos, you want to see more, never miss a video, follow me on social media. Let's see, what else do we got here? Where was the Medal of Honor tweet I had? Ah, there it is. Yeah, I heard there was, I forgot that a new Medal of Honor was being in development from Respawn. And I was like, ooh, new Medal of Honor. I never played that before. I know about it, and I know the history of Medal of Honor and how it pretty much declined over the last several years. But I was like, ooh, this is interesting. And then they talk it all up during the little thing before they show the trailer, all the guys talking and shit. You know, Vincent Pella's talking in a little pre-recorded thing, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool. And then I'm like, I never hear them say explicitly what war they're in. At least I didn't hear it on my end. So I'm like, ooh, I hope this is like a Vietnam-style war, like Black Ops Cold War. I was wrong. It's World War II. And I was very disappointed because, not for nothing, how many World War II games have been released in all the years of video games? How many? I'm over it at this point. I think Battlefield 5 has really soured many people's tastes when it comes to first-person shooter games like that. Battlefield 5, some people even argue COD World War II did that before Battlefield 5, but I think Battlefield 5 really soured the taste of people in that genre of games with World War II. And it's in VR anyway, so if you don't have an Oculus or any VR type headset, you're not going to be able to play the game, and I'm pretty disappointed about that. So, that's just me. Now that we're moving on, here's some stuff that I really, really am excited for, and that is Star Wars Squadrons. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Starfighter Squadrons looks incredible, and it's graphically impressive. It's very graphically impressive, and I really look forward to the narrative as a Star Wars fan, how they're going to do that, because some people were disappointed with Star Wars Battlefront 2's story about how you start off as the bad guy and then over time you become the good guy. Now it's giving you two different perspectives, which is dope. I love that aspect. And I can't explain to you how much I love this game. I love it already. I haven't played it. I could absolutely suck at this game, but I would absolutely love it. It just looks so good. I just can't help but feel like this game is just going to be so good. Even if it's only in first person, I can live with that. I could honestly live with that. And on top of that, in terms of Star Wars games, in spring next year, Lego Star Wars, the whole Skywalker saga, all 9 films are going to be featured in this game, which is probably hours upon hours upon hours of content. I'm excited. I am really, really excited for Star Wars, Lego Star Wars. I personally haven't played a Star Wars game since the original trilogy Star Wars game on Game Boy, which was years ago. I had a Game Boy for a really long time throughout the course of my childhood, so I didn't have many games for it, but I would just see games that I wanted for my birthday and I would just buy it. The original trilogy was one of them, Lego Star Wars, and I played the absolute shit out of that game. I loved the original trilogy, and I will continue to love the original trilogy, Lego Star Wars, on Game Boy. It was just so good. So I look forward to that as well. It's going to be so good to play all 9 films. And I don't really have much experience with Lego Star Wars games. So any Lego Star Wars game that has ever been released, from the Clone Wars to the new trilogy, I have not played. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to offer in that regard. Now here's a game that I think looks like absolute fucking dog shit. WWE Battlegrounds. WWE Battlegrounds is a graphical nightmare. It looks like shit. I said it before and I'll say it again. It looks like it even plays like shit, because I said it before in a previous EBCW video. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to just play one style of game. And if you do, that's your opinion. I personally am getting over the whole, this is just a simulation game and this is going to be an arcade thing we're going to do. Why can't you just mix the two together like the old consoles used to do with 2K14 and 2K15 on PlayStation 3, and before that with the SmackDown vs. Raw series? They were the perfect mix of simulation and arcade games, and yet for some reason they are only gearing towards one style. And not for nothing, the whole fucking trailer, and I love Jerry the King Lawler, it was kind of cringy. It was kind of cringy, but I think it's cool that Mauro Ranallo, WWE commentator on NXT, he's finally getting his due as a WWE commentator in a game, which, about time, really. I honestly mean that. It's about fucking time that Mauro gets in a video game. I just hate the fact that it's this game. And the reason I say it looks graphically shit, because there was a shot that they showed a bunch of the female wrestlers, and I just looked at them. In the 2 seconds I looked at those characters, I cringed. I cringed, and I cringed hard. I was so, not even depressed. Depressed isn't even the right word. Angry that even after the failure of 2K20, 2K games with WWE can still put out this garbage looking game. I knew it looked terrible. I knew the art style would really be wonky, and I guess that's also playing a factor in that as well. I just don't like the art style. It just looks like absolute dog shit. And that's just my honest opinion. And here's another game I want to touch on as well, and that's Fall Guys. Now, I actually, at the point of me making this video, which I'm going to upload on the same day, so Fall Guys is a game that I literally just downloaded. Like, I just downloaded it last night, just because I was like, oh, a couple of my friends play this. It doesn't look too sweaty of a battle royale that I'm used to playing, because I obviously despise, and I mean despise, battle royale games, but this one's like a party game type feel, so I kind of fuck with it a little bit. So I'm like, let's dive into the stupidity of guys that sound like Roblox characters and shit. So I decided to hop on the bandwagon and see it for myself. I don't have any gameplay of it, unfortunately, yet, but you know what? I'm excited for this new Season 2 that they have with all this medieval stuff going on. That's going to be cool. I think it's going to be cool, I mean, medieval stuff isn't really touched on too much in video games, so I'm like, oh, this is going to be dope. So I enjoy that when it comes out. And finally, Destiny 2. How could I possibly forget Destiny 2? A game that I thought I would fucking hate when I first got it a year ago now. And much to my shock, I've greatly enjoyed playing Destiny 2 and doing the various activities and the various things that you can do in Destiny 2. It's so much fun. I don't know what it is. I find the game to be fun. Everything about it is fun, except PvP. That's a whole different story for a different time. And I've touched on it several videos prior, so you can also watch those as well. But yeah, Destiny 2 Beyond Light. I'm really looking forward to this expansion. I've talked to a couple of friends of mine who were more or less not really too pleased with Shadowkeep, and I enjoyed Shadowkeep a lot, but a lot of the arguments they were telling me was, oh, we already played on the moon in Destiny 1. This really wasn't anything different for us, and blah, and that sort of deal. And I was like, I can see that argument. But for me, I enjoyed it a lot. And I really have enjoyed the lore and getting into the whole Destiny 2 as a game and what the darkness is going to bring and the pyramids that are going to destroy half the fucking content this game has. As well as the new subclass for all the, the Warlock, the Titan, and the Hunter. I'm not sure if it's a subclass I'm going to personally enjoy using. I'm more of a Solar type character. I think Solar definitely deals a lot more damage. And then I'd say next to that I would play Void, but only if I was a Warlock, and I don't really play Warlock, so that's all subjective, at least for me. So, but yeah, it did look cool. The new subclass, Stasius, I think it's called, did look really, really cool, and I look forward to when it drops. My homie Jemias, aka Hollow, who you guys know through the videos I posted for such a long time, he's definitely been helping me out with this game and how to approach things in the game and how to get content and what to do and so on. So he's been a good coach, as well as several other friends I've had and I've played with. And I just really enjoy it, man. I can't wait for Beyond Light. I'm going to try and pre-order it beforehand, but if not, because I really want to get that new Pulse rifle, because I hope the pulse rifle is going to be good. I'm more of a pulse rifle and auto rifle main type of guy, so that's just me. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all my thoughts on Gamescom 2020 for the games I cared about the most. There were other games that I thought looked interesting, like the Mafia game and a few other things, but you know, nothing to write home about, at least in my opinion. So I just really touched on the things that I really know that I'm going to buy when they release eventually. So with that being said, let me know what you think down in the comment section below about Gamescom 2020. And do yourself a favor, subscribe if you want to see more videos. I got plenty of things coming up for the next couple of weeks to months that I hope you guys look forward to and enjoy. Have a good day. Peace out. Take care of yourselves, and most importantly, take care of each other.